Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Ignite Equity Capital Raising presentation. And investors, we are thrilled today to be joining Australian Mines, both the company and its managing director, Andrew Nesbitt, as well as being investors, because the company is going to transform itself from a scandium critical minerals company to a dual project company, both geographically and product-wise, with a significant gold acquisition and upcoming activity, which is extremely exciting. And now there are going to be two ways to win. And here today to talk all about it, Andrew, welcome.
Thanks, Greg, for the invite. It's really good to have a chat with you guys again. We're very excited about Australian Mines going forward. As you indicated, we have some two flagship projects actually in Australia. One, the Scone project, which is nickel and scandium and cobalt, and also the Flemington project, which is a high-grade scandium project in New South Wales. These projects are obviously very focused on critical minerals, which we all think is a great area to be in. And what we've done really is over the last year or so, we've been trying to diversify into other areas, which allowed us, when we've been working in Brazil for the last year, allowed us to come across this great opportunity for investors.
Right. And as you said, there's the expression where preparation meets opportunity. And maybe we'll start out with that gold acquisition where the opportunity is at hand from doing preparation work, just as you mentioned in Brazil. Talk to us about the Boa Vista Gold Project.
Yeah, so we've been looking at different opportunities in Australia, in Brazil, and really what it comes down to is, there are not, specifically when talking about gold, there are a number of projects out there that are available, but a lot of them have been picked over significantly. And my thoughts are always that if you're going to go into a project like that, you really rely on luck or doing something different, and you need to know what you're going to do different to bring out that value.
Yes.
So we've been looking for a project that essentially is more of a type drill-out project, that it's past the prospect stage. There is a resource there. It's historical. It's a 43-101 historical resource. And we believe that this project really fits into the strategy of a bit of a drill-out, extensional type project. It's got fantastic width to it, over 100 meters of mineralization in terms of width. And, it's got between 1 to 1.5 grams a ton. The resource is about 330,000 ounces at 1.23 grams a ton. And it looks like it's open pittable. It looks like it's got good continuity. And it looks like all we have to really do is get on the ground and drill, extend it on strike and on depth.
Right. And that's what's so exciting here with the acquisition, Andrew, isn't it? Is that not only are you going to purchase it, but there will be very, imminent upcoming activity on the RC front. Can you just talk to us about your plans for the next 6 months for the project?
Yeah, sure. So Brazil, we've been there for about a year, and I must admit, Brazil has been quite a decent country to work in. The regulation works, the administrative side of it is very good. What's even better about this acquisition is that we are partnering with a local company that is also listed on the TSX exchange. So any local know how they've already gone through it. So that's a great advantage to us. So we don't have to burn our fingers. And in terms of drilling going forward, we're looking at least a 3,000 meter drilling program. Hopefully we can extend it even up to 5,000 meters. And the concept, to get onto the ground is pretty easy. It's providing an environmental permit to the local government, which generally takes about 20 days for authorization. And we've lined up drillers. We're just waiting for this to complete so we can send, complete the quotes and that for drillers.
Right. And the type of drilling that's done there, just compare it to Australia for a second.
So I suppose, unfortunately, there's not a lot of RC drilling or rigs available, so we have to do diamond core. There's always advantages. You get more information from diamond core, no doubt about it. It is more expensive. But the other way is there is a number of auger type drilling. So to delineate targets, and that is relatively cheap. But where we are, fortunately, the company that we are acquiring this project from has already done over 10,000 samples on soils. So the targeting is pretty good.
Yeah.
We're going to do a LiDAR to enhance our targeting, and then the magnetics are not great in terms of the resolution, so we're going to do a magnetic program as well on drone magnetics.
Right. But you mentioned earlier that this is more, in a way, infill drilling than pure exploration drilling.
Yeah, this is really infill and extensional drilling. I mean, there's already, so I suppose the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's got a strike length at the moment of 650 meters. The width of the shear zone that's hosted is at least 85 meters. We're getting widths of mineralization of 100 meters down the hole of over a gram.
Right.
There's only 7 fence lines that have been drilled. And so that's indicating to you that, on my mind, that it should be consistent. It should be able to extend on depth and on strike. It's pretty hard to miss 100 meters of mineralization.
Right. Excellent. And as I said, for investors here, I suppose it is somewhat lower risk than just pure exploration drilling, which is always very, very, very exciting. Okay, Andrew, and as we mentioned, so this is certainly going to be a transformation in the company, bringing on another project in another location and another source, I suppose, of increasing shareholder value. But maybe wind it back a little bit. Just tell us about Australian Mines, its current projects.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I just wanted to point out one of the other things that really attracted us to this gold project is we've identified high-grade echelon type structures which are oblique to the main shear zone. And originally, because it was an early stage project, I mean, there's only 15 holes in that 350,000 or 330,000 ounces. The drilling was orientated to delineate the mineralization along the shear zone. It wasn't, the drilling hasn't been orientated to pick up these high-grade echelon type structures, which we are hoping will increase if successful, will increase the grade significantly. Going back to your question about the current projects.
Yes.
We really think the Flemington project is a game changer. It's going to take time. We keep working on it. We want to put out an update scoping study. We're considering going back and doing some more drilling on that project. The other thing is, we have some technologies that we've been developing for many years in terms of metal hydrides and essentially the hydrogen economy, where hydrogen is stored in a metal hydride, which is scandium based. So we're looking at trying to fit that to increase demand. And we love the project, and we just got to keep on working at it. Eventually get some decent results for our shareholders.
Yeah, absolutely. And for people that are not so familiar with scandium, it's a niche market, correct me if I'm wrong, but so important and a critical mineral. Can you just give some metrics around it, please?
So you're correct. It is a very niche market, and it's only about 40 tons of scandium demand in a year. We can produce that much quite easily. And it's a very critical mineral in terms of providing lightweight, very strong type alloys. So aviation, metal hydrides that I'm talking about, those kind of areas improves efficiency in terms of weight. That's really what it comes down to. And there are a number of high-level alloy makers that are looking at trying to essentially more strength, less weight, and that's where the metal exceeds others at.
Right. Well, look, Andrew, from our point of view as investors, we always want to be in markets where there is not that much supply and a lot of demand, and that is certainly the case here. And now that supply side is getting even smaller from what we would call tier 1 jurisdictions. So that, again, for Australian Mines, this really bodes well. Hey, Andrew, we do want to keep it short and we're very respectful of your time on a capital raising day. If there was 1 or 2 points about Australian mines you'd like every investor or prospective investor to know, what would they be?
That's, the two things. Okay, there's two real things that we're always after. One, we want to get into a position where we are in control of what's going forward. So we want to get involved in things where we can make the difference.
Right.
So on the gold side, we believe we can get there. On the scandium side, we are doing many different strategies in terms of the metal hydrides, speaking to the government, speaking to the end users to align people so that we can start becoming the master of our own destiny, I suppose. So that's a critical thing that we need people to understand. And one strategy is easier than the other, but I think the scandium strategy is probably the most interesting of the two.
Yes. And also summing that up, it comes down to those 2 words of competitive advantage. And that is what it sounds like you are trying to emphasize. And we just had a conversation with another CEO at Qualitas, which is a big real estate company. And he said the exact same thing. So, Andrew, you're in very good company there.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot. Be in touch.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.